Okay guys, so this is my breakfast right now. I have 4 slices of multigrain bread stuffed with about 100 grams of paneer, 1 capsicum, जो पनीर की टिक्की आती है मलई डेयरी की उसकी हाफ और एक शिमला मिर्च प्लस 1 glass cold coffee with some tomato ketchup. This would have about I think 4-5 gram carbs in 1 tablespoon of serving. So I'll most probably be eating like 2 tablespoons. And I might have 2 more slices of bread, so that would give us total macros about just out here in Modern Bazaar to get some groceries because apparently near my shops I can't get stuff like natural peanut butter, etc. As you can see, they have all the nutty peanut butters. Also found this green monster which I haven't tried anywhere, so super excited for that. Anyway, that's about it. Got some protein bars and tofu. Yeah, haven't eaten tofu in like months, so some vegan protein right there. 2:25 p.m. right now. Just made my bowl of oats. As always, mango, 60 grams oats, 1 scoop whey protein, little bit of cocoa powder, and some chia seeds, and 2 tablespoons peanut butter. Just sitting here on my desk, getting some client work in while listening to some chill music, and also I got this sick lamp. Got this super cool lamp from Amazon for only $1,200. Now this has like 5-6 color changing modes. If I just press this button, these two are touch buttons, it will change colors. Yeah, so if I press both of these together, then it's like a continuous color change, as you can see. Very cool vibe. And the most sick light, the best light is if I press this one. Wow, bright. Boop, boop. And if I want to target any specific area, I can just lift up this lid and you can see we have a light source to study, to do whatever I want. And as you can see, my face and everything is much more visible as compared to earlier. I'll just turn off the light. Yeah, massive difference. So can use this in any of my videos to throw some light in any of the dark places, because especially I have some areas like this part of the room which is not very lit. So this lamp is super useful, and I'll link the lamp in my description box down below. You can definitely check it out. I think it's super cool, neat and clean and subtle. So, and also adds a very cool and productive vibe to my desk. So I feel like working. So Meg, how was today's workout?
It was too good, very different.
Too good?
Yeah,
How are you feeling?
I feel more energized.
You want to lift some weight, some real weight?
ये उठाऊंगी तो मतलब मुझे हॉस्पिटल लेके जाएगा.
Back straight, lower back pain. Yeah, already break. क्रैक यहाँ पे छुपा दिया मैंने वो. ये रहा.
Wow.
So cliche, I see the sparks you throw my way. I know your name is written.
Okay guys, so just starting my upper body session right now. The time is 9 p.m. I know थोड़ा late हो गया है. I was training my sister इससे पहले, as you guys saw in the video. So it was her day one. She just started working out with me and started my upper body session with once warm-up set of bench press, which was with 15 kg plates on each side. Totals up to about 50 kgs. Now last week I did 70 kg for 12 or 15 reps, I've been training like close to RPE 8, 9 since past 3-4 weeks, sometimes even RPE 10. So this week I'm going to take a slight deload from all the exercises. Next week I'm changing up my split from upper lower to some different split, which I'll keep you guys updated in the next vlog. But right now this week is upper lower and going to hit only RPE 6, at the max 7 in all the exercises throughout this week. So yeah. Easy 10 reps. Now this is a floor press, not like a proper barbell bench press, because as you guys noticed, my elbows are touching the floor first before the barbell touches the floor, or even before the barbell comes to my chest. So the range of motion is almost half, and I'm doing what I can do right now. At the moment I don't have a bench or a rack as of now, but the one I ordered, Amazon cancelled it out of nowhere. I don't know why. Maybe the seller was not able to deliver to this location. I don't know what happened, but anyway, I'll try to find a bench. Maybe I'll order something from Amazon, a cheap bench. I'll look for it. I don't know.
Glass empty. How about I get another drink, baby? Drink, baby. Okay, I get it. You got fire running right there in your eyes. See the spark you throw.
Okay, just did one set of bent over rows. Now with this exercise, I'm not cutting the weight down. I'm only cutting the number of sets. There are different ways how you can deload. This is one of them. So earlier I was doing, in the past 3-4 weeks, I was doing 4 sets of bent over rows, 12 to 15 reps. Today I'm doing 2 sets of bent over rows with only 8 reps. So that way my overall volume is comparatively less. You don't only have to use the intensity as a variable to deload. You can also use total workload that you perform with a muscle as a differentiator in your volume. So there is a fatigue and performance model. As your performance goes up, your fatigue also starts accumulating. So if you're getting stronger in the gym, if you're getting stronger than usual, I mean, if I was performing suppose 6 reps with this weight, now I'm able to perform 12 or 13 reps. Obviously my performance is much higher than before, but also my fatigue has also started accumulating, and that needs to dissipate, that needs to go away before I can expect to make further progress. So that is why deloads are very important. They need to be programmed very specifically, very smartly in your workouts. A good time is after 4 to 5 weeks of a training block. So this is my last week of this training block, this mesocycle. I'll be starting another one from next week. I'll keep you guys updated, but that is why I'm taking a deload, so that I continue to make progress in that next training block.
Could be something that becomes a thing. Maybe just for tonight, then I'll be over you. But when you got close to me, you had me falling so hard, baby. Yeah, now I get it. You got heads turning, and you don't even try. Well, would you look at that? My glass is empty. How about I get another drink, baby? Drink.
Okay guys, so just thought of sitting down and talking to you regarding deloads. So what actually are deloads? In simpler terms, they are nothing but periods of planned recovery. They usually last about a week, and just as we progressively overload in our exercises, example trying to lift more weights or trying to do more reps with the same weight, or both, we are placing greater amount of stress on our body. Now our body will adapt to it, our performance will increase, but with that, fatigue also starts accumulating in our body. So if this is performance, our fatigue also starts going up. Now there comes a meeting point where your fatigue and performance they are about to meet, and in that phase your performance will start dipping downwards. So in order to dissipate that fatigue, in order to lower that fatigue, we take what we call as deload weeks. So in these weeks there are different ways how you can deload in your training blocks. One way is to just decrease the workload that you're doing. For example, if you're doing squats with 80% of your 1 RM, 80% of your 1 rep max for 6 reps, you dial that down to 60% or even 50% to your 1 RM. And another way is to decrease the overall volume. For example, if you were doing 5 sets of 4 reps of squats, you do only 2 sets of like 2 or 3 reps of squats. I know that is for most people that will be like, okay, that is nothing, but that is the whole point of this deload week. It is not to exhaust your muscles, it's not to just burn out your physique, it is just to get little bit work in and let your body recover for that week, while also not saying sedentary all the time. Some people also take a complete off, but that always depends on person to person. And one other way which powerlifters sometimes use is specific deloads. Now, if all your lifts are going fine, but let's just say you are struggling or you're hitting a plateau or you're seeing a decline in performance in your bench press, so you keep your squat and deadlift where they are, but you program a deload only in your bench press. So that week you program a bench deload in your bench press, and you keep all the other lifts the same where they are. Now, as that week goes by, if you see any noticeable difference in your squat or a deadlift, or if you see any decline in performance on either of those two, now you can do the same for them. So that is more like a specific deload where you don't need to taper down the volume or intensity of all the lifts, but just some specific lift or some specific muscle group. So it comes down to individual how well they are feeling. Now, how to know whether you should take a deload or not is to assess these factors, which I'm going to tell you. Is number one, see how you're feeling in the gym, your performance. So if you're going into the gym feeling really lethargic, and if you're not able to lift that much weight as you used to, even for like 8 or 9 reps, and that is happening for like good 1 or 2 weeks, then I think that is a good time to take a deload week and dissipate some fatigue which you might have been accumulating for a long time. Number 2 is sore or achy joints. So if you're experiencing pain in your elbows, in your wrist, in your knees, and that your technique is on point, your nutrition is on point, and like you're doing everything right, but you're still like confused why are you experiencing all these things, then I think could be you might be tiring out your CNS, central nervous system. So that would be a good time to take a deload week off. Or when to take a deload, if you are coming out of a prep or a meet, power lifters or weightlifters, if you just had a competition, I think then it's a very good time to take a deload week, because you have already exhausted your muscles in that meet. You have been lifting on 1 RM and even pushing the boundaries. Another good time to take a deload week is a week prior to testing your PRs. Sorry. So if you are suppose programming the 1 RM test 4 weeks from now, in the 3rd week you'll program a deload week where you will taper down the volume and intensity of all your lifts so that you let your body recover. And then on the testing week, you will go all out so that your body is recovered enough, your joints, everything, your fatigue has been dissipated, your performance is high, your nutrition is also on point. You'll see an increase in your performance, and you may even set some new PRs. That's why deload weeks are very important. That is why you need a structured training plan. You can't just go around and follow any training plan that you find, because they are not tailored according to your needs and your preferences. If that was the case, you can go and progressively overload every single week and everyone would be deadlifting 300 kgs. But that's not true, isn't it? Like, efficiency of your lifts is also very important. How effectively are you engaging the required muscle groups that you are focusing on? Even if you're suppose doing a bent over row, make sure you're not shrugging your traps while pulling the weight up. Make sure you're using your elbows and your lats to drive the weight up so that you're getting the maximum amount of contraction and overload on the muscles which you're trying to target. And I see a lot of people benching, just taking their shoulder blades forward, just rolling their shoulders forward, and like there's a difference between mimicking the movement and performing the movement. Understand, break it down, see what muscles work when you're performing that movement, and learn how to engage those muscles properly. And yeah, that way you will have a much smoother and a much more efficient drive, and also you'll see an exponential increase in your results, because that is the primary driver of muscle growth. Like when you do overload your muscles in a very effective way, the way you are supposed to train them, then you see the results which you might have never seen before. And while also keeping your nutrition on point. No, nutrition is not 70%, training is not 30%. They both are 100%. 100% training, 100% nutrition, and 100% discipline. There is no easy way out, and if you have any leaks, any small gaps, then those supplements will be able to help you out. So for example, if you're able only to consume 130 grams of protein, you need 150 grams of protein, just add one scoop, you are sorted. So do not have any excuse, oh, like I don't have access to this, I don't have access to that. You have access to internet, you have all the resources that you need. There are plenty of videos out there. This is my blog. Like I have learned majority of what I know through like internet, YouTube, reading articles, reading
I
studies.
get another drink, baby, okay, I get it. You got fire burning right there in your eyes. So when you got this whole thing.
Okay, so just came back from the rooftop. Now I'm going to have my dinner, which is 50 grams of uncooked rice, white rice, and 50 grams of soya chunks with some green peas, carrot, onions, little bit of stir-fried garlic and potatoes. And I am weighing my food, but I'm like not inputting it in my MyFitnessPal. But for the video, like I'm recording this vlog, so I will be calculating macros of whatever I ate throughout the day. And also I'm having these 2 coconut waters. These are quite small, but just for those electrolytes and having a drink with my meal. Whew, now just gonna sit down. Some flex. Now just gonna sit down, relax, have this meal. Oh, let me just heat this up. Yeah. And guys, apologies for the poor quality of the videos, especially during night time. I don't have a tripod, I don't have a camera right now, but just everything what I record is using my phone, except for those topic based video which my friend Naman, he sometimes comes along with his camera and he records the videos. But I will get a tripod soon, and I don't know, so that way the angles will be much better. Wow. Time is 1 a.m. and right now just going to have my protein shake. Okay, so that will be the final meal of the day, and I'll mention my total calories and macros on the screen as always. So this is pretty much how I eat every day right now, just slowly increasing my calories. I'm looking comparatively leaner, not right now, but yeah, I'm looking comparatively leaner as to what I was 3-4 weeks ago. As you guys saw, I also have increased little bit muscle mass, and now I will focus more on going into a slight surplus so that I continue to build more muscle mass. And also I will order some small 5 kg 2.5 kg plates so that I can progressively overload on these lifts. So mango season is on right now. I love mangoes, that is like my favorite fruit, and I eat like 2 to 3 mangoes every single day. And it has some sugar, but you can definitely eat it if you count it, if you do make room for it in your diet. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you got something out of it. If you have any questions or any queries related to deload or anything similar to that, you can drop them in the comment section down below. And right now I'm just gonna finish this chapter, finish this mango bowl and make my protein shake, and then I'm gonna play CS. Yeah, you guys have seen my previous gameplay, right? So if you'd like me to talk about any other topic in my next vlog, drop that also in the comment section.